I never figured out why I never saw people's words last year.
With my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a lip.
But shoot me, as soon as it comes on, shoot me something so I can see
on the wake up
it's showing up today.
We kick a lip or something for the radio. Check it, bust it. Tune it up, it's the corrupt novelist, Nas involved in this live, this radio wave slaves thrive inside of this wake up show flow. Hip hop's alarm clock, the bomb spot, mellow with ganja that makes my eyes turn yellow. See reclined on my leather sofa, however close to 9 p.m. Joe Breaks, King Tech, I could just see him on the 1 and 2 son. My planet full for the run 92.3, number 1 in the slum representing DJs. Sways the whole Z police the most. What a collaboration. See, I'm comatose, no pork, just knowledge, and I'm born once more. It's the beat that blesses the street deep in the 9-4. Hip-hop's last prophet henceforth in existence. The 92.3 megahertz will exert radio waves to slaves for a phenomenal distance. Electrons to fear to slice the cheeks so you can hear some slum literature. Consider it will numb your eardrum, kid. You're sleeping like a latter day saint, but swaying King Tech will wake you up on Saturday. 9 to 12 verbal junkies overdosing Joe Quicks to get you fixed to the mix, and then I'm ghost win. In your sleep, I slap you with the lethal doses of medicine. So wake up with organized.
What's up, my people? What do you guys think about this new angle? I changed the angle because I didn't like the lighting. I gotta get with my buddy Wendy from Army Wives. She's one of the actors on Army Wives, and she said, Daron, you got to work on your lighting. I'm gonna come over there and show you how to light yourself a little better. Good morning, my people. I'm just gonna start out by doing a real quick roll call because I'm seeing Angie, Lydia, Ronaldo, Karen, Lupe, Lydia, Cal, Marlon's in the house. Latanya, you're back. T, what's up, T? I think I shouted out all the early arrivers. You guys are the religious, the faithful, hey, Peaches, what's up? Anyway, I am so happy to see you guys. There's Justin and there's Jesse, my people. You guys, my tribe. I love you guys. Listen, this is a great day. I'm Daron Campbell, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm your real estate mentor. This is the road to $1 million, and it is very intentional. We are going down the road to $1 million. We are streaking towards success. I am so excited because a bunch of you guys that I just named, kind of quietly are going to help me beta test and run the M3 Millionaire course. And those of you that responded favorably, thank you very much. It's going to be fun. We're going to explode your business. Let me just tell you why we're doing it. I'm launching and beta testing and slashing what the cost of involvement in the M3 Millionaire course, because you guys are my I don't want to call you guinea pigs because it already works. So we're not testing anything. But what I'm doing is I need some testimonials. So I need some success stories. And so I offered my tribe, my crew, the people in the road to $1 million. I have offered you guys to join me in this first run so that I got 10 super strong, crazy testimonials that we can give when we roll this thing out to the general public. So thank you for that. Thank you for those of you that are agreeing to participate and going to help me blow this thing up and blow you up. And in the meantime, you're going to be the shining examples for the 10,000 people that really want to buy this and apply it to their business. Because I study coaches, sales coaches, real estate coaches, success coaches. I study these people. And here's what I've observed. Very, very few of them are actually out there selling. Very, very few of them are actually have some in the trenches experience. Very, very few of them have any real practical skills. And I fortunately have closed more real estate transactions than most people I know. And so we're going to take my $4 billion in sales experience, and I'm going to take the pearls, the best of the things that have worked for me, and I'm going to crystallize it down to these few principles that you need to execute. And the M3 part of the M3 stands for your mindset, your marketing. Those are all the touches you get, and then the different ways you get to touch people. And then mastery, the mastery of the language of sales. The language of sales, and that might be the most important part. Now, the mindset is key because you got to wake up every morning and fuel yourself physically, mentally, so that you are in the mood to go make $1 million. You see, if you're flat and if you're dry and if you're dead and if you're lazy and if you're tired and if your mind isn't stimulated, then the things you need to do that will perpetuate $1 million activities, you won't have the energy to do. Do you understand? So the mindset is something we have to work on. It's important. A lot of people want to skip over that and say, man, quit trying to motivate me. Just tell me what to do to close deals. Well, you're missing it. Because if your brain isn't operating on a certain level, you won't bring the things into your life that turn into millions of dollars. Does that make any sense? If people don't understand, mindset is huge. It's huge because you got to go in thinking $1 million thoughts. You see, remember, crew, those of you that came to Beverly Hills and went with me and rode with me, wasn't it an eye-opener when we talked about the gentleman who bought the $27 million piece of land and built the $200 million hotel that's now worth $450 million? Didn't that enlighten your brain? Didn't that change your mindset a little? Didn't that shift it just a little to realize that an individual could play on that level? A person, not a company, not 1,000 people, a dude with a wife and a couple of kids. So mindset is important. So we start by gutting that old mindset and giving you a mindset to think like $1 million. Let me tell you more about that. Matter of fact, today's topic has a lot to do with mindset. And so I'm gonna get into a little bit of that, the practical side of mindset, something that you really need to do in order to shift, to make a shift that changes everything. So, but I'll get to that in a minute. The second M is marketing. Well, you could be the greatest salesperson in the world, but if you don't have people to sell it to, then to sell your product to, then you got nothing. You could be guru, wizard, silver tongue devil who could sell anything to anybody, but if you don't have customers, if you don't have prospects to sell it to, you're useless. You're useless and you're broke. So the marketing element, the second M in the M3 Millionaire Plan, is the touches, the number of people you reach, the leveraging yourself so that instead of 10 people hearing your message, I show you how to get 10,000 people to hear your message. I mean, what are your probabilities of winning the game if you touch 10 people versus 10,000 people? Think about it. So marketing matters. And so that's the numbers part of marketing. And then there's the message part of it. Oh, Marlon, grab the battery pack. The PC is dying. I don't think I plugged in the computer, you guys. We're operating on batteries in there. So that's the second M. And then the third M, you guys, it's good to have Marlins hiding in the wings because we'd go dark if we did it. Hold on. Boom, we're back, plugged in. Oh man, that looks good. Okay, so the second M is that marketing. You gotta lever up. And if you're not leveraged, if you're not leveraged and you're not touching enough people, you see, Grant Cardone always says this, you gotta have thousands of potential customers. We're gonna start out by having you touch everybody in your particular niche, whichever you prefer, and then we roll that out. Then we scale that out. There's a great book called Nail It, Then Scale It. Nail it, then scale it. We're gonna nail your marketing process down, and then we're gonna scale it out so that not only can you win every listing in your little niche, but then we're gonna grow it, and then you're gonna be nailing everybody in all of your niches. How about that? In the expanded niche, and you can get sub-territories, and then you can spill over into commercial or apartments or what have you. So anyway, that's the marketing piece. That's the second piece. The third piece that I'm gonna help you beta testers with, those of you that have agreed to roll with me on this beta test, is the mastery. Oh my goodness, the mastery. Now that's the difference. Ooh, mastery is what sets you apart from everybody else. Mastery is what lets you go toe to toe with as many other agents as they want to interview. And at the end of the day, they choose you. Why? Because of your mastery and your skill set, your level of expertise that convinces those people that we'd be crazy if we didn't let him represent us. That's what you want to leave them with. That's how you win the game. That's how the mastery portion of it works. So we're going to work on those three facets of the game: mindset, marketing, and mastery. So those of you that are coming along with me on the ride, thanks for responding the way you did. And we're going to start on, when are we starting, Marlon? Next Monday, right? We're starting next Monday. That is, what is that date? June the 17th? June 17th, we launch. So those of you that are involved, next week. All right, so anyway, forget that. Let's go to talking about what today's topic is. And the first part of it has to do with mindset. The first part of the mindset thing that I really, really, really need you to get your brain around is you will never scale up and outgrow all of your issues and problems until you decide to become way bigger than them. And the way it's easy, the way to easily become way bigger than all of your problems, your issues, your money problems, your life problems, is to reinvent yourself. Oh my goodness. One of the first things that I have you do, that I'm gonna have you do, or that I have people do in the launching of their mindset quest to think like a million, you gotta transform who you are. I think every one of us can become somebody completely different starting today. You don't believe me, do you? You can become a completely different person starting today. And who do I want you to be? I want you to become somebody that's 10 times the size that you are now. And I don't mean in physical weight. Marlon's like, you mean pizza and cheeseburgers? No, I don't mean that. No, I don't mean get bigger. I mean get bigger. I want you to reinvent who you are. I want you to suddenly decide, I'm not just Lydia, real estate agent. I'm Lydia, top producer who owns my territory. I am Daron C. Campbell, and this is kind of why I tagged myself early on in my career, because my resume was this big. And so I branded myself immediately, and so I became Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate. And they say, well, what do? I say, I sell 20 to 50 unit apartment buildings in Van Nuys in North Hollywood better than anybody, faster than anybody, and for more money than anybody you know. Boom. And you know what? When I started talking like that to myself and then to other people, guess what? It manifested, ladies and gentlemen. It manifested. It became true. It became true. T, you are funny. It became true. Hey, Sherry, you understand what I'm saying? I talked myself into that role, and then it became true. So who is it you want to be? Now, why don't you just become them starting now? Whoa, if you could just stop. And if you really like get into meditation, and if you really get into projecting, and you really get into becoming who you want to be, then you just got to start. They say fake it till you make it. I don't really like that fake it part. That's why I don't say fake it till you make it, because it's really not fake. You can truly become that giant person. You know, and if I talk to you and act to you like Daron Campbell, mega millionaire real estate agent, guy with 1,000 people in his EXP organization, the guy who drives a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari and lives in a 5,000 square foot penthouse at the beach, if I act like that guy, I'm not pretending to be somebody else. I'm projecting to you who I am inside, and then the rest is going to manifest. And then by this time next year, that's who you're going to see on the outside. Do you see how that works? Do you understand how that works? I'm telling you guys, with everything I got in my body and in my brain, that's how it works. That's how it works. And it doesn't mean going around being arrogant or being an asshole to people. I'm a rich asshole. No, That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about just embodying who you want to be, embodying that person that you plan to be. That's not faking it. That's acting who you really are and letting the universe and the laws of attraction and God and everybody else react to you. React to you. See, the rest of the world will get in line and start treating you as such. You see, people don't understand that the success game is not about chasing success. You don't chase success and catch it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work. You know what happens? You attract success. It's not a chase. It's an attract. And it doesn't mean an attraction doesn't mean sitting on your couch waiting for success to fall out of the roof. Attracting it is what happens when you become the person that you're supposed to be. And you don't become the person you're supposed to be after you find the success. You find the success after you become who you're planning to be. The success follows. The universe cooperates. The providence takes over. If we could all just grasp that concept. JT, good morning. If we could all just grasp that concept, the rest would be so easy. What if you want to be that realtor who closes 50 transactions a year? Start acting like it. What does the agent who closes 50 transactions a year act like? What does that agent dress like? In your mind. What is it when you picture that agent? What do they dress like? It might be someone you've seen before who's the model for you or the example. It might be somebody you imagine. It might be somebody who you can picture in your head. Do you understand? You can picture whatever. If you can picture that person in your brain, when you see 50 transaction a year agent, what do you picture? What does that look like? Now, become that person. Become that person today. You see, I can tell you, I know what the dude looks and talks and acts like who has a freaking 7-figure GCI and 1,000 people in his EXP organization and is an investor and, lives that lifestyle that I just told you guys about. I know what that guy looks and acts and dresses like. And guess what? That's the guy I'm going to be. That's the guy I plan to be every day of the week. Can you do that? Because then providence will take over and those things start to appear. Those opportunities start to come to you. Those pathways, those neurons in your brain start to gravitate toward those things. Do you understand? What's up, Damon? Do you understand? It's the becoming it first, and then the things, the physical of it manifest second. That's the ultimate mindset challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Act as if. It's not fake it till you make it. It's become who you're supposed to be now. Get so big that those things that are appropriate for somebody of your projected size is attracted to. Those things come to you. If you can shift who you are today, reinvent you today, JT. LaTanya, become that person you want to be. Become her today. And then watch all the good stuff come your way. Watch it all come flying at you. That is what I'm talking about. That is the ultimate mindset game. That is the trick. That's the trick in why some people just seem to get everything. The things just come their way. Good things just happen to these people. It's not because these things are magically attracted to them. It's not magic. They're already acting as if they're worthy of those things. They're already acting as if they got those things. I heard a story Friday. I was in a meeting. I heard a story about a guy. He built a business, and he built it with the first thing he had in mind was he's going to sell it for $100 million. When he started, he thought he was going to sell it for $100 million. He started with nothing, like $2,000 in the bank. He built $100 million. He ended up selling it for $110 million like 4 years later. But the thing is, when he started the business, he thought, I'm going to sell this thing for $100 million. What nerve does a guy with $2,000 in the bank have talking about $100 million? A guy with $2,000 in the bank, I don't think he can spell $100 million. That guy built that business from day one thinking, I'm selling this thing for $100 million. And lo and behold, he sold it for $100 million. And then, since he knew he was a $100 million guy, people were like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And then someone came to him with another idea that they thought was worth $300 million, that they thought could be together. They sat down, they talked about it. He goes, man, you could help me with this idea since you know how to do it. He goes, well, what's our exit strategy? What's our exit strategy? This is on day one. This is when somebody came to him with a new idea. What's our exit strategy? And the guy goes, I don't know, let's build a successful business. He goes, hell no, that's not what it is. Our exit strategy is we're gonna sell this one for $300 million. What? The guy who brought him the idea is like, what? 300 million? You think we could do that? The guy says, well, let's not even start if we're not planning to sell it for 300 million. And he was serious as cancer. He don't want to do a business that just does well. He said, what's our exit? 300 million. Set it. Let's set it and let's go get it. They're building that business right now as we speak. And I guarantee you in less than 5 years, they're going to sell it for $300 million. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is, look, a guy sells a business for 100 million and somebody brings him another one that's going to be 300 million. You think that's a mistake? You think that opportunity came to him because he plays small, because he's a small fry, because he thinks small, because he doesn't picture himself as a mega dude? No, that opportunity got brought to him because he thought of himself as a $100 million guy. I build businesses and I sell them for 9 figures. That's how you got to start to operate. And you'll see that the leaps you make in your life become exponential just because that's how you think. Do you understand? You see, you start thinking, well, I'm a 50 transaction a year lady. And I'm doing 50 transactions. And that's how I act. I act like a 50 transaction a year person. And then you start talking to people as if you're a 50 transaction a year agent. And then somebody goes and they meet a developer who's about to build 100 apartments or 100 condos, and they have a casual conversation. And then that person who knows that you act like a 50 transaction a year person tells that developer, you know, I know a real estate agent who can handle those 100 condos for you. Wait, you start to see what happens? Somebody who met you, who knows that you're a 50 transaction a year worthy person, talks to somebody they know who's building those 100 units. I know this because it's a story that happened in real life. Knows that you're worthy of that kind of transaction. They know that you're not just some one house every quarter kind of agent. They tell that developer, you know, I know the perfect agent who could sell those condos for you. Oh, really? Let me interview her. Send her to me. You go in, you act like this 50 transaction plus per year agent in front of that developer, and guess what? You got 100 listings. Whoa! Now suddenly you're 100 plus. Now you're 100 plus transaction per year agent. Your game just went up. Why? Because in the first place, you acted like somebody who could handle that kind of volume. You acted like somebody who could handle that kind of responsibility. Imagine if your friend who you talked to thought you were this 5 or 6 deals a year. I make a living. I survive. Oh, I squeak by. Would they mention you to that developer? Would they even think of you when they talk to that developer? But if you 10x yourself, if you jack up your persona, your what you project to yourself and to others, and start right here, then the people who meet you are going to associate you with transactions of that type. And then they're going to refer you to people who can get you to actually become that person. Do you understand? You play small and you get small. You play big and you get associated with big. Don't you understand why mindset is everything, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you understand? Okay? And so if you, and I want to treat this with urgency because today's topic, this week's topic really is much about urgency. It's about now. Because if not now, when? When are you going to reinvent yourself? If not today, when? What are you going to wait for? Thanksgiving? What? I don't understand. Reinvent right now. This is urgent. There's nothing more urgent than you can do than reinvent yourself today. It's the perfect day to do it. It's a perfect day to do it. You can take the second half of this year by storm if you reinvent yourself. Treat it urgently. Are you devoting enough time to your cause, or are you wasting time? It's urgent that you do this right now. Reinvent yourself today and watch yourself explode. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. I'm here to help you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm trying to get you to start thinking like this, because here's one more time. Success isn't something you chase. You can't chase success and catch it. It doesn't happen. You have to become a person of success and attract it to you. Everybody you meet this week, as a real estate agent, as a salesperson, as a layman doing your job, project yourself as somebody that's wildly successful at it and watch bigger things happen. How could you make whatever it is you're doing look and feel and sound bigger? How can you be worthy of bigger? I say, reinvent you today. Reinvent you today. Be a different person going out to the world today. If you need some encouragement with that, take this beta test with us. Ride with us on this M3 Millionaire course, because one of the big components is we're going to reinvent who you are. I want you to do it. You can do it without me. It doesn't take me. And don't think I'm pushing to try to sell you something. I want you to reinvent you. And if you can do it on your own, go for it. Let's make that happen. I'm supporting you. And if you want some encouragement, some one-on-one, some accountability, then get at me. Marlon will tell you what we got going, and you can launch with us next week. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the key to everything. Reinvent. How about today? Let's do that. I'm Daron Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. I am your real estate mentor, and I will see all of you reinvented at the top. Make it a great day. Everybody, be in touch. Love you. Peace.
And the brethren, King text your quicks better than your last fix. Severing whackness with sway, the host dose, a fat mix. Baby dolls frontin', so Saturday nights open. Hopping on the 101, time scoping 92.3 degrees, choking on chocolate. FM down smoking, Prince Poe blows up from LA to Hoboken, and I'm out. Yo, it's the wake up show, my genetic makeup, take up 130 pounds of beat. But lyrics shake up like January 17th, crossover 16th, them seasons fossil. Protect your neck and wear a bulletproof vest on your tonsils. Amateurs bandage your cornea, cause you don't wanna see California, see arsenic spitting arsenic with sway tech and Joe Quicks on the mix. Spinal meningitis ain't as stiff as the riff of brass, cast out slash like racist crackers with whips. Come equipped, you're losing your paraphernalia. I'm a hip hop apostle, singing the gospel like Mahalia Jackson. Each Saturday, 9 until the break of dawn. Put cocaine on my tongue, you got crack. Now rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. Saturday night, get live, set it off right. Swing with my peeps, King Tech. You'll pass the mic and turn the up tier. You hear the speaker blow, red sky. It's 9 o'clock. Time for the wake up show. To the breaker, you think I'm a sage doing what I say. Take cause it rhymes with sway. My word is born upon the scene. Flying out the main street, doing it right with your quakes on the mix. Late in the night, so soon in cause the don't sleep. Moving in your Jeep, 92.3.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. 92.3. The beat begins to rock hip hop non-stop. You know who got the crowd in LA on Saturdays.